This project was included in the video I made about my studies earlier. It was the video about projects from January to September, and this was I think late August, early September, and it's a 3-piece pinstripe suit for myself. There's a blazer, vest and pants. As you can see in these pictures, not the best quality because these were taken indoors and I don't have sort of studio lighting, just regular household lights. So pinstripe fabric is very hard to photograph, and even after editing the photos, lighting and so on, it doesn't show that well, but at least you can see what the clothes look like. Here are a couple of pictures from the magazine, so you can see what the intended result was, what it was supposed to look like. And of course, if you look at the picture on the right, well, I'm not shaped like that, so of course the result isn't exactly like that due to some changes I had to make to the pattern. The major change was adding a bit to the waist. This is EU size 40, which is US size 10, and in these patterns the size 40 has a waist of 74 centimeters. Mine is 80, so I had to add 6 centimeters to the waist. I also have shorter than average arms, so the sleeves needed shortening, and due to an old injury, my right shoulder is lower than my left one, so that was reflected in the alterations as well. Pinstripe isn't the most exciting of patterns, and this grey color isn't that either, so I wanted to add some color, so I used thread lining. It fits nicely into the blazer, and here you can see some pictures of the lining in progress. The hem and the back especially, and the right and left pictures, and in the middle just the outer piece and then the lining before sewing them together. Here are the lapels. It's basic design, and in the middle you can see the collar. These stripes are aligning nicely in the back. I was very pleased about that. And in the rightmost picture you can see that sewing the collar in place, the result was very nice. It's not easy to do, but it ended up being just right. Here on the left you can see one sleeve with the lining sewn in place and the other one with the lining pinned and waiting to be sewn, and on the right you can see the buttons I was using for this blazer, and just metal buttons with, well, sort of geometric pattern. Here in the middle you can see one of the pockets in progress. You can see the lining fabric I used for the pocket, and also there's some interfacing. It's that different colored black or grey or whatever that is. And on the left and right you can see the same stage. So these are finished pockets, but this pocket design is such that you can have the flap on the outside. It looks like it's on the right, and then on the left is the same pocket, but the flap is put on the inside of the pocket, so it looks different, and you can have it either way depending on what you prefer. The front of the blazer has similar buttons, these metal buttons, and tailor's buttonholes, and in this middle picture you can see the machine for making tailor's buttonholes. It's fast and easy, and the result is very nice and tidy. And here is another look at the finished product, and it doesn't fit this dressmaker's dummy very well because the dummy is a bit different shape than I am, but at least here the lighting is good, so you can see the pinstripes and see how the stripes go in this finished blazer. The next piece is the vest. Here is again a picture from the magazine, so you can see what the intended result is. And here's the basic information. The same pinstripe fabric and lining fabrics. And again, EU size 40, 6 centimeters added to the waist. But in this case, there's also 5 centimeters added to the back length because I made one version of this vest earlier, and although it looks nice, it feels short on the back. So when I was making this one, I altered the pattern to add some length to the back, and that also added some length to the sides. So after that there was room for pockets, so the fake pockets got replaced with real ones, very small but still real pockets, because I don't like fake pockets. And here are some pictures of the finished vest. There's front, back, and the lining. As you can see, the back is made of lining fabric because it's nicer. It feels nicer to have that thinner fabric on the back of the vest. And usually you have the blazer on or some other garment, so the back isn't even visible. Buttons and pockets again. This also has tailor's buttonholes, but different kind of buttons because I didn't have more of those metal buttons. So these are ones with just metal edges. And then just regular vest pockets, nothing too fancy. The last piece are the pants. Here you can see 2 different pictures from the magazine, and as you can see there was a blazer pattern also matching these pants, but I didn't use that one. I wanted the other kind of blazer, so I just took the pants pattern from here because the first blazer pattern was on its own. It didn't have a pants pattern attached. Basic information, again the same things, but some additions, like the pattern called for hidden zipper, but I replaced that with a regular one. You can see in the left picture here there are some additions to the pattern because of that. And then the ribbon used on the waist in the version they had in the magazine, I replaced that with a facing because I didn't have that sort of ribbon. And the original pockets are in the side seams, but I replaced them with slanted pockets, and here on the right you can see the pattern pieces for that kind of pockets. And here are the pockets in the making, and in the rightmost picture that's from the front, but you can't really see the pockets here. There is the slanted edge of the pocket, but it doesn't really show because it's pinstripe, and if you get these stripes aligned even as closely as they're here, you really can't see that pocket edge very well. Here on the left there's the zipper, and on the right you can see there's a hook and eye closure at the top of the zipper, just for security. The final piece is the facing. You can see here on the left it's been pinned into place on both sides of the zipper, and on the right is the facing, all sewn in place, and it's in two parts. The seam is in the back middle because there was already too many layers in the side seams, so it was easier and more sensible to put the facing seam in the back middle.